As if finally tired, Lyle stopped punching and Foreman delivered a dozen unanswered blows until Lyle collapsed. Lyle remained on the canvas and was counted out, giving Foreman the victory. For his next bout, Foreman chose to face Joe Frazier in a rematch. Unable to mount a significant offense, however, Frazier was eventually floored twice by Foreman in the 5th round, and the fight was stopped. Next, Foreman knocked out Scott Ladeau in 3 and Dino Dennis in 4 to finish the year. In 1987, after 10 years away from the ring, Foreman surprised the boxing world by announcing a comeback at the age of 38. In 1989, while continuing his comeback, Foreman became a successful business entrepreneur. In 1990, Foreman met the former title challenger Gary Cooney. Cooney was knocked down twice, and Foreman had scored a devastating knockout. Foreman went on to win 4 more fights that year. Then in 1991, Foreman was given the opportunity to challenge undisputed heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. Holyfield proved too tough and agile to knock down, and was well ahead on points throughout the fight, but Foreman surprised many by lasting the full 12 rounds, losing his challenge on points. Round 7, in which Foreman knocked Holyfield off balance before being staggered by a powerful combination, was Ring Magazine's Round of the Year. In 1996, Foreman returned to Tokyo, scoring an easy win over the unrated Crawford Grimsley. In 1997, Shannon Briggs, Foreman was gracious and philosophical in his loss to Briggs, but announced his final retirement. February 2004, Foreman was training for a comeback at age 55, but then severed his relationship with HBO as a boxing analyst. George Foreman and the sport of boxing finally went their separate ways. And now I would like to thank Walt Gollender for his many flyers that he prepares and shares with many of his fans. This is how they come about. Mr. Gollender takes all his photos that he takes with many of the celebrities he has met and worked with. Many of the photos that you've seen here tonight are neatly arranged and prepared into flyers that he shares with all of his fans, many of whom are moving on into show business and are anxious to see the photos and hear the stories of the celebrities Mr. Gollender has met. And we are all too familiar with the pink business card of Mr. Gollender, Wanted New Talent, which is always attached to the flyers that you may receive. And for those of you who have not received one of Mr. Gollender's flyers, his current flyers would probably look like the one that you're about to see. So he's taken the photos, as I've said before, of George Foreman, neatly arranged them, telling the story of his evening of book signing, of some of the several books that Mr. Foreman has written. Hundreds of people came out to see George Foreman and take photographs and have him autograph various items for them, and especially the books that he has written. It was interesting and amazing. Aside from the Foreman Grill, the many books that Mr. Foreman has done, he is definitely a very successful entrepreneur and was very gracious to meet all of his fans and share stories and just the pleasure of seeing this really great champion. This is the back side of the front brochure of photos. I believe this is a signed photo that was signed that evening by George Foreman for Mr. Gollender. So we can all thank our local music and talent scout promoter, Walt Gollender, for bringing us the photos and the stories of George Foreman. For those of you who are not able to get up to Barnes & Noble and meet him at this recent event. One of Mr. Gollender's favorite flyers is one that he has prepared on Yogi Berra. It's coming up shortly. Mr. Gollender is very proud of the time having met Yogi Berra and the photographs that he has with him that he shares in this very colorful flyer that he does give out. So coming up is Mr. Gollender's flyer on Yogi Berra. The photos were taken by James Petrecka. Walt Gollender, noted sports authority, talks baseball and Valentine with up-and-coming baseball catcher Lawrence Peter Berra on June 10th, 09. Mr. Gollender is most proud of this very attractive flyer, which is part of the packet, and I will leave all the stories that go along with these photographs to Mr. Gollender. So reach out to him, get your packet of flyers, and share the stories with those of you who are in show business or looking to get into show business or just enjoy the stories of celebrities. Mr. Gollender would be the one you would want to talk to. Coming up is another Mr. Gollender flyer. This is Little Anthony and the Imperials. On the bottom of that flyer is a photograph of the lead singer of the Toys, the Lovers Concerto, Barbara Harris, with Walter Gollender. So we thank Mr. Gollender for all the photos that he has. He certainly has many archives of photos and experiences and stories that go with all his experience in show business over the past 45 years. We look forward to putting his biography, featuring it on one of our future shows in the near future. This one here is Russell Simmons. It's pictured here several of Mr. Simmons' relatives. I see we have Vanessa Simmons and Angela Simmons shown here with their uncle on the bottom. They have their own sweet-sounding sneaker business. Russell Simmons has found successive ventures as varied as hip-hop music, clothing, comedy, and charitable organizations. So pictured here are the Russell Simmons flyer. And coming up is a flyer that we're all most familiar with and perhaps saddened by the passing of the music world as it mourns our loss of Les Paul. Very colorful flyer that Mr. Gollender has attached. There again, I could only venture the stories and experiences that Mr. Gollender would attach to these photos. It's all part of the packet that many of you may have received or look forward to receive. Les Paul. This is a two-sided flyer. On the back, there's a whole arrangement of photos with Les Paul. Les Paul is still rocking at age 90. The guitarist inventor who lives in Mawa has 2 Grammy nominations, Best Pop Instrumental and Best Rock Instrumental, and he's not even the oldest performer ever to be nominated. Summing up, Walt Gollender was selected and commissioned by guitar great Les Paul to find him another Mary Ford for several new projects. Gollender spent 6 full weeks of intensive searching and listening to 32 multi-voice females, 28 of whom he submitted via tape recordings and photos to the Wizard of Mawa. So thank you, Mr. Gollender. We certainly appreciate your flyers. Now they're out there, so many more can share them. So now, recorded forever, these are the Walt Gollender flyers. Get one.